I saw a post that you made where it was about pretty much leaving dysfunctional people, separating yourself from them when it comes to that. Now, in your post, I was wondering, are you talking about for just a season or just all together as a whole when it comes to those people that want to open up those old wounds because they love the person that you used to be when it comes to your walk?
Yeah, I've been around this a lot this like past year of my life, about like discerning dysfunction. And it's a great question because people will be like, you can't just leave lost people, you can't just leave hurt people. We're called to be the light, we're called to be the salt. And the whole point of it is knowing when somebody in your life is expired for that season and understanding like, hey, are they going to help me with my spiritual growth? Usually if they're hindering my spiritual growth, they're not a in season type of relationship. And I talk a lot about, like users, abusers, takers, sharks. Sharks love blood. So
Hmm.
when they sniff it and they see the wound, they see that, hey, this person's hurt. They're going to feed off of it. So there's knowing when to love people from a distance. And there's knowing when some people in your life are just not going to help with your spiritual growth. And a lot of people don't realize that a lot of stuff that hinders them from like their growth with Christ, with the Lord, is their influence. It's their relationships. It's the people around them. And I firmly believe that whatever God removes in your life, he will replace with better things. And there's people that just knew you from your past. They will never understand it. And you might not be the person that's assigned to take them to Christ. I think so many people are so big on like my family, my relationships, my unsaved loved ones. But what if you're not assigned? And what if you're assigned to someone who's going to get someone that eventually comes right back
Hmm.
to touching your unsaved loved one? So it's just kind of understanding that and knowing, who's really here to help me and who's really here to hinder me when it comes to this based on where they're at. And come on, I mean, most of the people that we meet today that we take to Christ, they never knew us in the past. They never knew who we were because a lot of people judge from the lens of like the flesh,
Right.
right? The natural man cannot discern the things of the spirit because these things can only be spiritually discerned.
Yeah.
So,
I
yeah.
agree with that 100%. Also, I just want to say, like, when I think about it, it's more like on a spiritual maturity level, too. Like Paul was addressing the church, and he's like, some of y'all only ready for the milk. So not all of y'all ready for the meat of the word. And so
Oh, yeah.
I think about that when it comes to a lot of people in those situations, because I do know there are some people that expect you to fall. You get what I'm saying? And then
That's
when
it.
you don't,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, now I'm just watching a watch. Hold on, let me see if this person is really different. And then when you really show them, like, no, I genuinely had a heart change, and they really witnessed the change. They really seen how you used to be. They remember when you used to smoke. They remember when you used to drink, and then they gave you this timeline in their head mentally, like, okay, you're gonna fall back. I'm just waiting. And then when it
Yep.
doesn't happen, it's like now they have to really ask themselves, well, what was it about him that really changed? The only difference was Jesus at the end of the
Amen.
day. And then when they recognize that Jesus, I find that if you keep yourself just a little bit, like you said, love from a distance, if you keep yourself loving from a distance, when it
Mhm.
comes that time and they do have those questions, you'll be the first person they call.